Spooky, scary forest. Ooh. Hey guys, we're back. Today we reviewed Trick or Treat, and it's quite the scare fest. This one is pretty scary. Uh, you know, only the bravest people can watch this one because it's super duper scary. And also, preface, guys, we need to get my dad out of the movie universe. He's stuck there. Like, he plays it off as, like, nonchalant, whatever, it doesn't matter. But he's stuck in the movie universe. We gotta get him out of there, man. If you guys have any suggestions, maybe leave them in the comments. I don't know, but he's stuck there. I mean, I don't know where he's gonna end up next. Whatever movie we end up watching, he'll end up there. So, he barely got out of this one. So, yeah. Damn Sam Sam, like, literally grabbed his foot and wouldn't let him leave. It's ridiculous. And you'll see, he's on the bus as well. I asked him questions. Why are you on the bus, Dad? And he played it off like, this is where I just am. He was like, they invited me on. I don't know. Something's fishy. But anyways, hope you guys enjoy this one. It's going to be great. Yeah. Let's get into it.
Alrighty.
So, welcome back, everyone. We're doing some trick or treat here, some trick or treating. Obviously, my dad is actually, he's stuck. He's stuck in that world with Sam. With Sam, the pumpkin man. He's stuck. Pumpkin kid. I mean, Sam saw probably what happened to the bus because he sees it all when he's in the film. He's always watching at everything. He's there.
I'm watching you, Wazowski. Always watching.
Whew, she's nuts.
And he actually is like a being. Like, he's someone that like the people there see as well. Just no one cares.
Yeah.
Which says something.
Yeah. I guess,
But
I mean, people say he's he's supposed to be some sort of trick or treat custom enforcer or something like that.
yeah,
I don't know if he actually is or not.
I know there's an extended edition scene where it does his backstory actually, and from what I recall, he was like a kid. He's like a kid from the 1800s when there was trains still, and he meets some guy on a train that like he sells his soul to the devil, and he becomes the trick or treat monster. Like, so there's like they do like a little like short movie type thing to explain how he ended up as he is, but he was human. But now he is forever trapped as a kid, just hanging out on Halloween, enforcing those rules.
All right.
Now, listen, I think that's real. If my brain somehow made that all up, props to me, 'cause, that's...
Yeah, where'd you find an extended scene for this thing?
I have a memory of me looking up Sam's backstory on YouTube and finding a video of that.
It wasn't just some obscure person just hanging out. So like, well, this is Sam's backstory. Let me tell you about it.
Official. There was like a train comes into the tracks. A conductor comes out. He goes, "Hey," he says, "Hey kid, give me your ticket." And the kid, like, he's like all dressed like downward shot, full costume, like lighting seems good. It wasn't bad. Like, if someone made that themselves, like, that took effort. They had to rent out a train, at least a train set, build a set for a train, get an actual old tiled locomotive just to make Sam's backstory for Trick or Treat, which seems like something only the company that made the movie would have the opportunity to do.
Bruh.
Right. I don't know if I like that backstory.
I didn't either. I thought it was, I honestly, I don't think there should be a backstory, but and if there is a backstory, it should be in the second movie, which apparently is coming out.
So it's greenlit. This is from 2007.
Yeah, it's pretty old. It's 18 years. It's 2007's 18 now.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I think I don't even know when I ran across it first. I think I ran across it first on, I think, Netflix, maybe in 2011 or something like that. I didn't know about it when it came out.
I thought you saw it in theaters.
No, I had no idea this movie existed. Then suddenly, like, I saw it, I think, on Netflix. I was like, oh, hey, I streamed it, I watched it, and I was like, oh, I liked it. had never heard of it before, and then I started I incorporated into my
To your yearly tradition.
into my canon. And then when we went to when we went to Orlando, and we were living there, and then we finally went to Halloween Horror Nights, they had it set up there, and I was like, oh, this is great. And that would have been around by that time it would have been like what, 2016 or something like that. 2017.
I was pretty scared going through that one. I was trying to fool. I mean, I was 11 still. You know, I was 11. Like what I was seeing was still scary. Like when I saw the kids from it, like dancing and skipping down the road from the movie, dressed up in their horror things, trying to scare me. You know, and I was smart enough to also realize that I was 11 years old walking through here, and if I was a scare actor, I'd target the kid because it's your fault for being in here.
It's true.
That's what I would be thinking as a scare actor. Like if for any kid, like even like if a parent brings their 7-year-old to Halloween Horror Nights and I'm the scare actor, I will make it my job to make sure that that kid is terrified and screaming bloody murder. 'Cause what that does is it tells the parents that have to listen to that kid's story that maybe they shouldn't bring their kid to Halloween Horror Nights. Secondly, and if the parents like, why would you do that? Like, you came here to specifically be scared.
I mean, you know, 11's fine, I think. It's
11's
on the
fine.
cusp.
No, 11's fine. I was fine doing it. I think 11's probably a decent age because you're not, you know, you're in the middle of as Hope, you know, likes to say, the preteen age. You know, she was calling herself preteen at 10 for a while, even though I don't think 10's preteen, even though it makes sense because you go in the double digits. I still don't think it's preteen. It's like,
right.
That's like senior. That's like being a senior kid almost. Then you turn 11.
And then I don't think she doesn't care for well, I mean, she pretends she likes the scary stuff, but you know, we had her at Busch Gardens and she was not having any of that.
I think she's more accustomed to watching the scary stuff than actually experiencing it in person. Like actually like doing the roller coasters and doing the haunted houses, she still doesn't have the courage yet to do that. And Hope, if you're watching right now, that's just the facts, yo. You watch horror stuff and you watch stuff, but we go to amusement parks, you won't go on the rides. You leave when the horror stuff comes out. I get it. You're young. But, you know, do you want your legacy on YouTube to be that, or do you want it to be that you can do all that stuff? We're creating it now with this YouTube channel. So just get Hope. Just try some roller coasters out when we go next time. And you'll stop hearing all the hate in the comments because, you know, so many people comment all the time.
No, and the thing is, but you know, well, I mean, if you were scared during that time, so be it.
You failed, Your Highness. I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
So be it.
I remember they had the animatronic.
So be it.
They had the animatronic. I know they had all the.
So be it.
And so it shall be. and they had all the trick or treaters there. That they were walking around, and then they had the. What was his? What's the kid's name? I just watched it. What's his name?
You mean the kid who's vomiting?
Yeah. Wearing a shirt saying "This is my costume."
I don't know. Sammy.
I want to say it's not Billy.
Billy. Billy sounds more right than wrong. I don't know. Well, hey, to editor Zach, I'll put the actor up and the name of the kid from the movie up right now on the screen. That's the power I have. So I'll get it up, but for our future viewers, But I think we need to talk about how you're actually stuck in the movie.
What's that? You know,
You're stuck there. I mean, you're
the
acting
Omni kid is
nonchalant.
Charlie.
You're acting nonchalant about it, but like, you know, you're on a bus with all these kids, and
Yeah, making sure they're safe and secure, all locked up.
they don't seem to be too talkative. But I guess they
Yeah.
never were in the movie either.
That one back there, he keeps counting all the houses.
Oh, the vampire Dracula keeps
Yeah,
the house.
and he's the one who ultimately ends up killing everybody.
Well,
Almost everybody.
he tries to save everyone. Really,
He drives the bus into the quarry.
he doesn't know what's going on. He goes home. He's like, he notices that. Hey, there's the thing. He's smart enough to realize that whatever's happening is probably not good, but he's also too dumb to realize that just driving the bus forward won't take him home. It's
I like the parents who decide to just put a paper bag over their kid's head. Here you go.
Bruh.
Just gotta put a paper bag over. You're going to school. It's gonna be awesome.
which is weird because it seems like it's more effort to actually. Because look at the kid's mouth. He has teeth on the paper bag as well.
Bruh.
There's effort put into the paper bag.
Maybe, but there was love, but no money.
My favorite's the really tall kid in the back with the devil in the. Because
Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't know how that works. He's
And then there's the fat kid with the rabbit costume or whatever. This guy right here.
the creepiest one's probably the clown in front of the devil kid.
Yeah, speaking of clowns, so I was trying to figure out. So Charlie, so as it starts, right? I mean, so you have your preamble, right? You have the which is actually the end of the movie in a way, right? The preamble's the end.
Yeah.
The preamble, they're you know, the cleaning up after a long night out, Halloween. And
Well,
everything.
they shouldn't be cleaning up. They should be going to bed and letting Halloween roar on into the night.
Bruh.
That's what they should be doing, but they don't, because you know the girls all got to clean this up, whatever.
Yeah, it's
And the sensible Mill character, he goes, "No, man, we should."
leave it for tomorrow.
The sensible one, the one who survives, right?
Yeah, the one who survives says, "Let's leave it for tomorrow and not do anything."
But then his night's ruined, right? Or his morning, because you know he gets up, Mill. He's like, "Where is she?" Goes down, then he finds her crucified, head off, and stuff like that. And that wrecks your whole morning, right? His long day of sleeping till noon and playing video games, it's gone. You know, he had a great day set up, and now it's ruined.
Oh, he had a perfect day set up. Sleep till noon, start drinking at 1, play video games till 8, fall asleep again. But
Ruined.
But of course, she had to want to just clean up the house. Of course, it's one of the parts of the movie that
grinds my gears.
That's a lesson for everybody to learn.
Yeah, that's the real lesson. That's why they start and end with that bit.
Those are the moral. It's not, you know, respect the Halloween traditions. It's hey man, put off till tomorrow that whole entire cleaning up everything.
You know what was interesting on this rewatch for it? I was watching it with my roommate who never he never saw it before. And like, you know, when like the werewolf stuff is happening, because I remember the first time seeing it, I was like, I had no effing clue what the hell was going on. Like I didn't know what was happening. Like, you know, things escalate very fast because like, you know, you have like the girls who are going to go party, and the whole time you think that they're just going to end up dead because it's the classic party situation. Future Zach here. I am referring obviously to the classic Ghostface rules. Ghostface has a numerous amount of rules that he has to follow to do his killings, and these hold true for almost every horror movie because it's a meta horror movie
alone, Scream is. And I think it's important that my viewers see one of these fine rules.
That's why she always outsmarted the killer in the big chase scene at the end. Only virgins can do that. Don't you know the rules? What rules?
For one, sir, there will be no fornication during the movie. 2, there shall be no drugs. And 3, you shall never, ever say you are leaving. For if you leave, you shall not return.
Wow, I learned a lot.
Okay, number 2, you can never drink or do drugs. No, the sin factor. It's a sin. It's
But it then turns into like this principal who had done the bad stuff before. Like that wasn't the only thing he does on Halloween night. Of course not. He has to go out and like bite girls to death.
Yeah, he gets these fangs. The principal, he's got like a lot of.
He's got a lot of activities for Halloween. A lot of things he has to get done.
But thinking about it right now, he's not invited to the one teacher's party.
Yeah, well, maybe he was. Maybe he just, doesn't go.
I don't know about that.
But I think you're probably right, because they probably wouldn't have put in the fact that there was a teacher's party even happening if it wasn't for that. What are you looking for? Are you trying to find out the teacher's party?
No. The dog's going crazy.
Oh, yeah, Sonny.
Because the post office people decide to show up.
Yeah, or maybe it's those kids.
Nah. Although the stranger did show up late.
I mean,
night.
it's
And knocked on the door and the dog's going crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. What the kid? The little kid?
Yeah, the principal's kid. He's handing out candy at the end. He's even like dressed up like his dad. He's dressed up in like his own little kid. I'm pretty sure he's dressed up like he's going to work. He has like a casual business shirt on and a tie and glasses, and he's handing out candy.
He's getting it, but now he's an orphan.
It's so sad.
Explain that one in the orphanage. Yeah, this kid's really traumatized. Mom died. We don't know how.
Well, what would be crazy in the police investigation is to find the kid's fingerprints everywhere down there, right? Like all over, because like the principal clearly didn't have enough time to clean up whatever the F he was doing down there. Because the last thing we see of him and his kid is carving out the fat kid's head.
Yeah.
So, that little kid's fingerprints and everything about him is down there on the knife, on the kid's face, probably. So it's like.
Yeah, but the kid's fingerprints on it. Like, the kid's not going to get in trouble no matter what. The kid's way too young to get in trouble.
Yeah, he's too young for it to. And I don't even. I mean, the kid's behavior, the way he acts, he doesn't even seem to like act like he would be a sociopath or anything. Not that I know a lot of sociopath kids, but he acts like a normal kid, which they play his part so well of acting like a normal kid that you think he's the one that's going to die. You think the principal's just.
Yeah. I thought the first time watching it, I thought he killed
like
the kid.
They literally set it up so like the way the whole thing's shot, like he's slowly following. It's a close up on the dad's face, and the only time they show the kid is the back of the kid's head, and it's the dad just following. And then it even ends with like a splatter of the knife as he nails it down, and he does hit the head. He just hits the other kid's head, and they both carve it out. So it's good to know that the dad has morals, I guess, right?
Yeah, but now, so the one thing about that whole episode is that, first he's out, he's getting his candy and stuff like that, comes on back. And then later on, he's disposing of the body in the backyard, right? There's another body in there.
Yeah.
They don't really touch upon that. And I was trying to piece together whether or not one of them was. Remember there's the kids who go to the bus driver's house, right? They go to the bus driver's house in order to do some trick or treating.
Yeah.
And they're all dressed as types of clowns. but I didn't see anyone who had a matching sleeve as the sort of the clown arm that they pull up in the grave. So I'm wondering if somewhere in all the shots that are shown, there's somewhere, because I noticed that the one adolescent teen guy when they're collecting pumpkins, they show him running by at one point. Because they show scenes of them like other characters that are in thing all over the place. Like they show, the robot and that couple walking by a couple times and everything else. But I mean, the first thing I always thought that first episode was one of the better ones. I don't know if the first time watching it, I really noticed that later on the werewolf thing was that it was that guy, the principal was again showing up, right? It might have been second watching, but I'm not sure.
I mean, he's masked up the entire time. It's really hard to tell. The principal is the vampire guy. But I think what shocked my roommate the most was just when they when he drops out of the sky, right? And then they just eat him because they turn into werewolves.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, your next couple times you watch it, their statements and the remarks they make are pretty heavy-handed when it comes to implying that they are werewolves, right?
Lori, what's going on? You're late.
Sorry. It took longer than I thought. I listened to their advice and played hard to get. He bit me.
Right.
Well, yeah. I mean, she's literally dressed up like Red Riding Hood.
Yeah, it's dressed like that. They're always talking about, well, they're always referencing eating people in some way.
Well, they are. You just don't know it. You think they're talking about just doing it because they keep saying oh, this will be your first time. This will be your first time. But instead, I guess that just means eating someone for the first time.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, and some of the comments I've seen online. I mean, I never sat down researched the film or anything else like that. We all know it's about Halloween, obviously. They keep saying oh, Sam only goes after people who violate these traditions, right? Or at least that seems to be a common thought. In which case, but I don't know if that's necessarily true, because I guess there'd be your folklore traditions, and then there'd be your customary traditions.
I guess
with respect to Halloween. I don't think Sam kills in any reasonable fashion. I don't think there's a rhyme or.
Well. Hold your horses there on Sam killing reasonably. I think he does. Perhaps kill somewhat reasonably. With this, he cares about candy, and he cares about the jack-o'-lantern staying lit. Those are the two things he cares about.
Okay.
And the kids, and your friends down there, hell, maybe you can go take a walk down to the quarry yourself and go see if the jack-o'-lanterns are still lit.
It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G.
Snoop Dogg.
And remember that one girl, the one dressed like the angel, she knocks over the jack-o'-lantern when they're going to leave. And then Sam's up top and she sees the witch girl and nods at her or whatever, and then they leave. He clearly saw that, and that's why he showed up, because she knocked out the jack-o'-lantern. With the principal, what I think is the thing that you might be missing with how he broke the Halloween tradition. He's giving candy out, but there's poison in the candy. It's not actual a treat. He's giving out poison candy, which goes against probably Halloween tradition pretty heavily, to give out candy that will kill you.
I guess so. I mean, there's two different things. There's the reason why Sam kills Sam's killings are, he only really kills one person. as far as I can tell.
Directly, yeah. Like with his like own little dagger, he only kills one person. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only person, and it seems primarily motivated because she doesn't like Halloween that much. And the bus driver, but see, he's going after the bus driver. Why?
Why
Yeah,
does
because
he? Well, think about this. He's clearly not giving out candy that night.
He's not.
Which is probably reason enough alone for him to want to kill him. And also,
but I'm also thinking he's not the type of guy giving out candy any Halloween night.
True. So why wouldn't he show up before? If you follow the timeline, the jack-o'-lantern stuff happened at the quarry.
Yeah.
Maybe Sam picks up on the quarry. He sees that he like just awoken these special needs children from their death, and now they're roaming the earth. So Sam
you're just assuming they're special needs. They're friendly guys, they just hang out. They like to love, they like to laugh.
Hey, you know them better than me. You've been hanging out with them all day. Like,
and what's going on? So they get on the bus, right? But I mean, think about this. They put the kids on the bus. He clearly went through and locked them up, like, because he at the end, after he gets to the quarry, he's going around checking their chains, right?
Maybe
so they get on as they get on, they just lock them into the seats, or
maybe all the parents like got together and like helped get their own kids on the bus and said goodbye that way. I mean, there's probably at least one couple who still said goodbye to their kid, even though they're actively going to kill them. Because, people are weird like that. They probably were like, bye, we're doing this for you, not against you, And they ship them to go get killed in a bus because that's a real smart thing to do. That's going to really fix the problem.
I know they're really that. What? There's like 7 of us. Eight of us.
Parents, these kids really got what?
I mean, you found 8 parents who are going to sit around and go like, all right, I'm sick of this. And not one of the parents is like, the guys, I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't drive our kids off of a bus into a quarry.
Hey, you think, but look where you are. Now you're along. Hey, and may I mind, I know you're looking after the kids, but you clearly had to make some type of deal with the bus driver to be there right now. And I don't see you trying to free these kids either. So maybe you want to explain yourself for the audience about what your role here, what your role there is.
Well, my role, your mom put me on this bus. I don't know why.
Oh, Mom.
She put me on the bus. She said, I know how much you love Halloween. There's a costume party going on. Just sit back and relax. I'm hoping everything goes well. I don't know. She was talking to a bunch of people. I was like, cool. Sounds cool. But here I am.
Right.
But then you also have to think, all right, so they get on the bus. They pay off the bus driver to do this stuff. The bus driver survives. He shows up back in town. Like, look, there's no like, they're not like, oh, what happened to this? Or just, hey, everybody, let's just be quiet. I mean, I'm sure you could explain it away in some sort of plot where you just say, hey, the police, one of the kids was the police chief's kid, and that's why, Dracula was police. Because the bus driver technically doesn't kill anybody, right? It's the vampire. It's this kid back here.
That can't be the message we're sending. Is this, as you're saying, it's this kid's fault at the end of the day?
It is this kid's fault. Like, I watched it. This kid kills everybody. I mean, don't get me wrong. I am sure there was malice in the heart of the bus driver. He was gonna do it, but he could have had a change in the heart at last moment. There were still moments of redemption for the bus driver. We don't know if he was actually going to kill him.
Maybe he shouldn't have. Okay, maybe he has a changing last moment. Maybe the grace he felt implored him at that last moment. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think he deserves that last moment of redemption? Even any time to be spent thinking that he wants to redeem himself?
What? That
You said
Yeah.
he might feel a moment of redemption and remorse, and I feel like you feel more connected to this bus driver because you actively watch him get hunted in the final moments of the movie.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going through the bus driver's mind.
I don't know what.
And why all of a sudden, after all this time, right now suddenly he's there like, man, I have all these weird pictures, and maybe I'll start burning them up now. Because, it's been about 50 years. Hey, I better get rid of these things.
I got all.
These are a little incriminating. There's pictures of me with the kids right before they all disappear. These are some photos I should get rid of.
I mean, maybe he thought he'd keep him around just in case. Maybe he wanted to be caught. Maybe he actually felt such guilt afterwards that he wanted to be caught. And I feel like his guilt probably only increased considering that he let one of the kids get away and free, and he still survived it. Like, he still did the job, but like it went not to plan. He had to witness a person theoretically fight for their life. I know you're saying the kid just offed everyone.
Yeah, the kid absolves him of all guilt.
But no, I don't think the kid's
That's the guy who
that's not the guy.
He's actually he has the largest body count in the whole entire production.
He got in the movie.
He does. He kills 7 other people.
Okay, he doesn't kill 7 other people though.
Yes, he does. He drives them into the thing. He knows what's going to happen.
So maybe the most you can get him. I don't know if he knows what's going to happen. Maybe you can get him with like what murder degree would that be? 2nd?
My guess is in this it would be your 3rd degree or your classic, depending on the state you're in, negligent homicide. And they're in Ohio, so what Ohio would probably follow more of a 3rd degree, but I could check that out. But
so like, let's say theoretically that Dracula kid survived.
Yeah,
they have to go into court. Bus drivers.
Oh well, the Dracula they could charge him with negligent homicide.
Bus drivers there. Dracula's there, parents are there, but they have camera footage somehow in the bus of the kid running up and driving.
Yeah, no. They see the kid. The kid. So what? I mean, would they charge? They wouldn't charge him at all. Probably the police would show up. They'd be like, okay, this kid's first of all, mentally he does not have the capacity to form the thought of murder. Right? The kid, he's not. I mean, if it was different, right? Well, if he went straight for the bus driver and tried to kill the bus driver because the bus driver didn't take him right home, that they might be able to charge him with it. And they'd say like, well, they would try to argue something, but you can still commit murder if you have all these other. But he's also a juvenile, right? So he'd probably be absolved of that. They would just probably.
But like, couldn't he be tried? Let's say he like has a weapon on him. He kills the bus driver, escapes. Would he be tried as an adult, even though like the guy was gonna kill him? Let's say they even bring out like.
Here's the difference. If he escapes and kills the bus driver like immediately,
let's say there's proof of all the parents saying that this is gonna happen. They were gonna do this. I mean, hell, there's proof enough that the fact that all their kids are on the bus and stuff like that, and they're by a quarry, and the kids' special needs, I assume. And let's say on top of that, there's like a written evidence, like video or something of all the parents, like, I agree to this, the luckiest day of their lives for like the prosecution or whatever. What does this kid face any time, or does he walk away after driving the bus into the quarry?
Look, this kid, this criminal, this sociopathic homicidal,
this radical leftist.
He's got hate in his heart. No, like this kid, he's not going to jail no matter what happens, right? Just the way everything transpires. There's very few scenarios where he'd end up going to jail, right? Even with, because they'd probably get away with justifiable homicide or anything else like that. Now, later on, when they come back trick or treating, and they probably get rid of them. That is definitely 1st degree murder on the part of those kids. I don't know what they do. I don't know if it's here's a callback. I don't know if it's like the weapons. Like
Wait. Are you talking about the kids that the kids
the
coming
trick or
back?
treater kids.
Oh, the ones just actually like killing the other people, just like.
No, when they come back, when they rise from the quarry.
Okay, your friends.
When
I was thinking about the kids doing the pranking. I wasn't referring to your friends on the bus.
No. When they come back and they knock on the door and they do that, like I was saying, like I don't know if they rip them apart like they did in Weapons to the Witch, right?
That's what I think they did, probably. Now, at least the best they could. I don't know why that's happened twice.
What? Okay.
I don't know why in my life I've seen two movies where
I think it's just the running theme.
Children rip apart an older person.
I think we should only view Mirror where that happens. I can't. I actually can't think of another movie where that might happen.
What was it? Okay, this isn't even related at all, but it was the same with these like Ridley Scott films, Gladiator, Blade Runner 2047. You're following what? Harrison Ford's kid. Gladiator 2, you're following the guy's kid. Like it.
Both Ridley Scott movies.
I know 2047 isn't Ridley Scott, but isn't Blade Runner the original Ridley Scott movie?
Yeah, the original Blade Runner is.
Yeah, the original one is, but the second one isn't. But still, they still fought in the sequel. They still follow this whole goddamn, like, I'm a kid. Like it was so.
I don't know. I haven't watched.
I watched that movie yesterday, and the only thing I'll
47.
say on it, so we don't get too far off topic from Trick or Treat, is there's a scene where he's like, oh, there's like this really special kid with all his powers that was born from an android, and like then he goes and has this flashback to when he was a kid, and they like line it up almost perfectly. So like it's like, oh, so he's the kid.
Oh yeah. Well,
And they tell you that at like the 50-minute mark, and there's still an hour and like 50 minutes left of the movie. So it felt to me. I liked the movie. I just thought that part was stupid. Like, why are you telling me that this guy is like, the answer so fast? But, just like in Trick or Treat, when Sam rolls his wheelbarrow, why does he only whirl around his wheelbarrow only once in a while? Or does he has like a little cart?
Oh yeah, he's pulling his little wagon or whatever.
Yeah, he only does that sometimes though. There's other times where it's gone. Does that mean he has a home?
Ah, Sam's a mysterious character.
Yeah, he can manipulate. Like he can open the door with his mind. So, and he can crawl on the wall. He's like immortal.
Yeah, he's a supernatural being, clearly.
Do kind of whatever. However, I mean, yeah.
He's, and those are the bookends, right? And I guess the bus driver and the kids are a theme throughout, right? I mean, they pretty much, because even in the first one, you had the bus driver as the neighbor.
Yeah.
You see Sam attacking him in the house, and then you have the kids, right?
Yeah.
And they hear the werewolves and stuff like that.
How many separate plots are going on in that movie? I feel like we're missing one. We've mentioned the kids. We've mentioned the werewolves. There's not that many, I guess.
The kids, the werewolf, and the professor, and the bus driver.
Kids.
There's 4.
Werewolf, professor. There's 4. I just counted 3. Kids, professor. No, kids, principal.
Werewolves, bus driver.
Bus driver just kind of encapsulates.
And then technically the preamble kids or couple.
Yeah, then there's the couple. And honestly, you could theoretically split up the bus driver ending scene with the story leading up to it and like what those kids do to that girl by the quarry, Or they try to trick her at first, right?
Yeah, well, the whole thing was to do a whole prank where they're going to like traumatize her. Because why would you not take the girl who's clearly on the spectrum and traumatize her for? I mean, this is 2007. I mean, in the 80s or 90s, I'd say that happens without a hitch. I mean, that's just the way people are, right? Like that level of cruelty is something that was just a daily occurrence.
I don't know. I was watching it and like I was putting it myself in her shoes if that just happened to me after hanging out with some people. And I was thinking to myself at the end of it, like where you come to and like they tell you that like it's not them, I would be enraged because first off, it led to me falling off a cliff and being knocked out. Like I actually could have died. Like I know, like I'd be like, you guys thought it was a joke, but I ended up almost dying because of what you did.
Yeah.
So I'd be angry that way. Also, the whole like, you know, recreating your friends being eaten alive is also kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, your friends who you just met, or who you finally think, oh my goodness, I've been going through school all this time, and like no one's really been my friend. Which you get, you know, like a Manny from you know,
Diary of the Wimpy.
Manny from Modern Family, you know, or suddenly like you know.
Yeah, you're finally seen and appreciated by everyone.
And you got to be like, oh, you know, and the thing is, the person doesn't have the bells ringing and everything going off in their mind, going like, why is it? Like, I mean, I personally recall when I was they did this to a girl in our school, and they were being deliberately mean, where they were picking a girl who clearly wasn't popular, clearly was awkward. It could have been it was same as this girl who you know who they do this thing to, and they were pushing to vote her to become like homecoming queen or like prom queen or something like that.
Yeah.
Just a deliberate evil sort of thing, and you knew what was going. And it was just like, oh, you guys are just so awful. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, how do you people have no souls, right? And like that's why the thing, like they're doing this this girl, and you're just like, you know, and you got the angel, and it's weird too because it's always like I remember the people who did this when I was in school. It was always like an attractive girl student, right? Very popular. She's like the mastermind behind it. Like she's the one who's going to do it. And it's like, why are you doing this? Just to like crush people?
I imagine like maybe like I don't know, maybe it's the guys around them too, because it seems like an idea that I know it's sexist, but like I feel like most cruel things come from a guy's mind sometimes, like, but I also know girls can be cruel too. I don't know why people. I honestly just don't know why people do any of that stuff.
Man, this is the Macbeth thing. This is the girl evil mastermind. The angel girl in this scenario.
Oh, yeah.
She's the one who's the mastermind behind the whole entire scenario.
And weird insecurity issues is probably where it comes down to. Thinking that needing to show the world that you are actually as powerful as the world perceives you, which means you actually have to do things that are powerful, which would mean like, you know, literally hurting people that are weaker than you too.
Well, there's the one scene where the you know the boy who's who the angel probably likes, you know, he's starting to, you know, show some attention to, you know, the neurodivergent girl, and the other girl's getting really angry about it, right? She's starting to get like disturbed. And then there's the poor little fat kid who's walking around with them.
Yeah, no, he's just part of the crew though.
He's like, what? Like, I feel bad that he gets like, you know, he gets
like,
eaten too.
When they go to the door, and at first, when I first watched it, I genuinely didn't understand why the girl inside there didn't let them back inside the, you know, what was happening. You know, like why didn't she let them actually inside? The thing is, she doesn't have her glasses on, and all she knows is that the same kids who just terrorized her are telling her to come out to the terrorizers again, and, you know, let them in the elevator, which they didn't let her do before. I hope you mind. Like she said, sorry, maximum capacity. We'll have to do 2 trips. She already has in her mind that these people told her no to something that they are now asking to do, which is her being able to express her power to them of No, you don't get to go in the elevator. There's only room for so many people at a time. Then there's the whole, she's actually just sitting there. Then they all come up together and like, let us in, let us in. Like, I'm not like, I think I probably would let them in because I'd be like, you guys are just stupid people to begin with. If you try anything again, like, but also there's probably a good part of me that might not, because
is that murder?
There's 5 people who had just made me pass out and terrorized me or telling me to let them come back in. First off, I don't want to walk home with you. And secondly, I don't want to hang out with you anymore. So no, I probably wouldn't let them back in. That's you did it. The only reason you're down here in the quarry with cannibal children that will eat you is your own actions and bad choices. Just bad choices that you made. Every kid who did that knew the plan. They still went down there and did it. I don't think there's a lot of guilt for those kids that are like, let us in. They're kids.
But is her inaction murder?
Is her inaction murder? Well, I mean, legally, no, right? You're not legally required.
Yeah, you're under no.
I mean,
even
even
not under compelled.
The
thing is, that's your common thing. Like if you see someone drowning in a lake, you don't have to save them.
Here's my question.
Right?
Let's say there's a video recording of that, right? And it is played in front of a court of her doing that, denying them. And it shows everything that happened up until that point. She's sitting inside the elevator locked. Did she she doesn't legally have to open that door, right?
So I would say
she can say for her own safety. She can say just they are her and she doesn't have to
as a default rule, inactivity is almost never like used as the it's hard to say that your inaction is the cause of murder, right? Unless your inaction is also tied to something where you had a duty to act, right? So in other words, but even then it would be like a negligent, like you can't drive down the road and say, I didn't hit the brakes. And that's why, so I didn't, but no, but there you driving down the road and you should have hit the brake. Like it's hard to get, I can't think offhand or off the cuff about a scenario where your inaction would be ground zero, unless like you're supposed to inspect, like you have the duty to inspect all the fire extinguishers and fire protection devices, and you fail to do that and you haven't done it for years, then you might be found guilty of murder because that's negligent. You're reckless, or if you're operating a carnival thing and you're like, you decide, hey, there's 100 people who get on the ride, like into the one Ferris, wheel thing, and you're like, yeah, go ahead, I'm not going to stop you guys, and you're the ride operator, then you might be found guilty. But generally, yeah, here it's a unique one-off situation, and right, she has too many situations where she should be like, I don't think they're actually ingenious, and they're really just saying, hey, help me. I don't know if these are other people. They may be there to hurt me. They already once attacked me. Like, she gets away with it regardless. Now, although they go to the teacher's house, they say, teachers are all, whatever, acting, misbehaving, right? Now, I did notice when I was last watching it that the hot dog character, right, he's one of the bodies that the werewolf people the werewolves are dragging away.
Really?
Yeah, in the whole campground. So somehow he gets from the teacher.
Was he at the teacher's party then?
He's at the teacher's party, dancing at the teacher's party, and then later on he's at the thing dancing as well, which makes sense, right? Because that's earlier on in the evening. They go to the principal's house. They go to the teacher's house.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Because it's a little kid who's like looking over and he sees the hot dog guy like dancing with the one teacher who's like a hot dog guy is like doing his little gestures and stuff. Good.
Yeah. Well, that just shows that you never know where the road's gonna end when you first take it. Maybe one day you're at the teacher's party, next day you're passed out being eaten by werewolves. And you know what's a little sad? Not sad, actually, at all, but maybe unfortunate for the principal. It appeared that everyone else was either dead or had already passed out by the time they were going to go eat them, which shows
Right.
a sense of maybe kindness. Principal, though, was eaten alive. Like, he's fully awake. And so I'm guessing
but he had a lot of issues.
they drug the other people, maybe, and like make it so they sedate them at least and they don't feel it as much. But
I just think they got him drunk.
now. I think we should do this now before the end of the podcast, and that's a trick or treat quiz. We did a Forrest Gump quiz first day.
Did we? Oh yeah, I guess so.
Did. So I'm gonna share my screen. Window. This might cause a little bit of some Inception stuff for a second. But it's all right. All right, can you see the tab?
I can.
All right. That was time. Oh, cool. Now I can even see myself in the corner and what's going on. This is like military grade professionalism here. All right. This is from Pro Props Quizzes. What trick-or-treat character are you? What's your ideal Halloween costume? A creepy mask? Something cute and classic? A do-it-yourself masterpiece? Or a professional grade outfit? Personally, probably the creepy mask.
Yeah, I'm always the creepy mask, right?
Yeah.
So that's every Halloween I just throw a mask on.
Now this might lead us in the direction of being one of the kids on the buses. Even off the gate, we're getting there. All right. How do you feel about Halloween pranks? I prefer treats over tricks. It's all in good fun, right? Love them, the spookier the better, and not a fan, they could be mean-spirited.
I'm the third.
Love them, the spookier the better.
Yeah.
But like
spookier, not cruel.
But those might go hand in hand. I think you might be implying you'd be one of the crew kids tricking that girl. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Now my brother, I remember.
You're already at the quarry. I don't know why you're at the quarry, man. And the people that end up at the quarry, if you're not special needs, probably don't have attention.
So real quick, when I was younger, I was coming home from a date, and my brother, he was sitting in the family room watching TV, and I went, and our house backed up to the woods, so I went up to the window and just stuck my head facing the window, and he's just sitting there, and he looks over, and suddenly, like, he just goes, it was awesome. He was hyperventilating.
Did you have a mask on?
Bruh. Nah, I didn't have a mask on, even though, I did. I did get in trouble the one time because I had a devil's mask, like my little buddy back there by the back door. Not that type. It was rubber mask. I did do the whole entire tic-tacking, all that stuff, and I went around and I would put the devil's mask on and tap on people's windows and stick my head in the window and be like, scared some.
Are you doing this alone? Is this just...
Nah. I'd have some friends with me.
Okay. Anyways,
well, it was always my favorite time. Like this was like October, like trick or treat or tic-tacking or whatever we wanted to call it. Man, I'd spend the whole month doing it. It was awesome.
Well, I'm happy poor had some.
Hey, let's not reveal too much information.
Although they can find our full names are listed on the website. If they want to know where you're from, they're gonna find you. If anyone's that interested in where you're from, Dad, they're gonna figure it out. I'll tell you that. Yeah. Well, all my secrets. Yeah. What are you hiding?
Don't say anything.
Okay. What's your go-to Halloween candy? Candy corn, chocolate bars, gummy
When I
worms.
was a kid, it was chocolate bars. I'd say caramel apples are pretty
Caramel. I feel like out of all these gummy worms, do clear.
I mean, it's chocolate bars or caramel apples.
Fine. I'll give you
Gummy worms are terrible.
Gummy worms are not terrible.
First of all, I don't even think they fly. You can't give kids gummy worms. They're not Halloween candy. If I drop gummy worms in someone's bag, they're gonna be like, you take it back to like, some of the parents are, they're gonna be like, oh my god, it's exposed candy, and they'll throw them out. Unless their bag's gummy worms. Just say.
Oh, what were you thinking of? Actually dropping gummy worms? When do you drop M&Ms into a kid's Halloween bucket?
Yeah, but I don't know. I almost always see gummy worms in
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, fine. We have different opinions on gummy worms. I want for the record to be known that I like gummy worms. In the back, sour gummy worms too, and all types are better than not. Maybe caramel apples, the best caramel apples better than the best gummy worm. But I'd eat a lot more gummy worms than I'd ever sit there munching down on caramel apples for hours.
Well, clearly.
That's how I look at it. When it says, what's your go-to Halloween candy? My go-to isn't caramel apples, because when the hell am I going to find a caramel apple?
Well, what kind of psychopath eats gummy worms all the time? I mean, chocolate bars at least make sense.
At least they're at the convenience store. When are you going to go out and just like, I'm going to go out today to get my caramel?
I could get up right now. Go to the grocery store. They have caramel apples.
I know you could, but for the most of the world, I feel like it doesn't work. Honestly, on average, I bet most of the world could find more gummy worms than they could find a caramel apple. But
fair enough.
All right. How do you handle unexpected visitors on Halloween night? Just friendly smile, not to candy. By keeping my distance.
In the corner. Oh, okay.
I'd invite them in for a spooky tale. I'd rather stay away from my house.
I guess number one.
With a friendly
But I mean, what constitutes an unexpected visitor? I mean, if there's kids in costumes are expected. If it's like, some guy in a wife beater and a black eye, he's just like, hey, I'd keep my distance.
You wouldn't invite them in for a spooky tale?
Oh no, I don't think so. I wouldn't even invite the friendliest.
All right, with friendly smile onto candy, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, choose your favorite Halloween tradition. Pumpkin carving, scary movie marathon, trick-or-treating, telling ghost stories. Probably movie marathon, but it's a tie between pumpkin carving and scary movie marathon for me.
Yeah, I mean, they're blended, right?
Yeah, because we usually do them together if we do them.
Yeah, because I carve the pumpkin, roast those seeds.
Yeah, so I think that the movies, maybe not movie marathon, but just scary movies in general, I like more the entire.
Yeah, you might as well do that because I always get stuck with the carving and the
pumpkin stuff itself.
Yeah, the guts.
Yeah, I had to scroll down to make sure it wasn't like 30 questions. How would you react to someone disrespecting Halloween traditions? Confront them head on, give them a stern warning, plot a clever revenge. I'll
stay out of it. I'm not gonna.
Oh, you're not confronting them head on?
If I confront people head on I think people would just think I'm a nut job.
I think plotting a clever revenge.
That'd be interesting, but yeah. I don't have the time or energy.
I don't even know that could literally mean anything in the world with plot a clever revenge. But yeah, I probably would also stay out of it unless approached by it themselves. If like they came up to me and were like, "F you like Halloween traditions, don't you?" Then I'd probably get into it. Yeah,
I mean, unless they're aggressive about it.
Yeah, well, but you see, we might end up as the girl from the start of the movie.
Yeah, whatever. We'll still see what happens.
All right, what's your idea of a perfect Halloween evening? Roaming the dark streets, observing everyone. Okay, hosting a haunted house party, enjoying a quiet evening by the fire, protecting my property from pranks.
And technically, it would be hosting a haunted house party, but
I can't lie though. If you have to protect your property from pranks, I could see that being really fun if like I was the active target of pranks and it was my job.
Those guys are jerks.
I know, whatever. There's some. Well, those guys are on jerk. But like, let's say, Dad, all of a sudden, every year at Halloween, our house ended up being the target of like a monster amount of pranks. Just like so many. Like you literally have to be like, I have to defend the house this year.
I mean, sure. Then if you're playing, Home Alone, where you're
if you're playing Home Alone, it's great. You set up traps. You like.
But my perfect Halloween evening, ideally, I'm not the egregious a-hole who's getting his house pranked all the time, right?
Or you're not roaming dark streets, observing everyone.
That's just odd, right?
Yeah, I don't know who wrote that. Really, I don't know why that's an option. But maybe
they're talking about the principal.
The principal, but also Sam. If you think about it, Sam does the same.
Yeah,
thing.
he would do that. I don't know.
All right. So what? Hosting a haunted house party will be our answer. What's your attitude toward Halloween decorations? I go all out with the spookiest decor. Keep it simple and classic. I create a chilling atmosphere. I don't decorate at all.
Simple and classic.
Yeah, we keep it light and easy around here.
I mean, I'd like to get this stuff, but what am I gonna do?
Yeah,
I'm gonna have all this like stuff like hanging. It'd be cool. In the past. I've got cool stuff, but
whatever. That's for the future Halloween. Because this Christmas, you're gonna have to get that giant inflatable 50-foot whatever. That's. How do you feel about people who break Halloween rules? They must be taught a lesson.
I'm number 4.
I don't concern myself. Yeah, true. Yeah, I don't concern myself with rule breakers. I guess so. Pick a Halloween monster: vampire, werewolf, zombie, witch.
I mean, I like the vampire. I was always privy to really like werewolves when I was a kid.
I mean, zombie's not even an option here.
But maybe I like Teen Wolf, right? Like I like Teen Wolf. I like werewolves in general. I always thought that was kind of cool. I like werewolves. Even though now as an adult, I probably like vampires more.
Bruh.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like vampires, I
mean, vampires get more girls.
Yeah, but they thread a very, very, very light moral line. I feel like any vampire movie, I don't like the character. I never do. Twilight, any of these goddamn vampire movies, the main character is like, I need to suck your blood. Like, no, maybe you should actually
watch Interview with a Vampire or read the books.
No, I didn't either.
Okay.
Listen, all I know is the whole vampire's dilemma of I need to drink human blood to survive, or just any blood in general, blah blah blah. And when they say that the human blood tastes the best, so yeah, obviously they're gonna have to splurge on themselves a bit. I just never found myself caring to watch vampire stuff because personally, it's one of those types of movies that I just don't like because I can't actually connect with the characters what they're doing. They're trying to manipulate people into letting them use their blood for them. And while they're doing that, the entire time I'm thinking is instead of having to go for this whole rigmarole, why don't you try to find a cure to your vampirism, or maybe just, as dark as it sounds, end your own life instead of killing hundreds of human beings for the rest of them. Whoa. Especially when they try to act all when they do the romantic stuff and they try to act all I'm just a human too, but I'm 500 years old. And
Twilight.
Yeah, well, where it's like, I'm a 400-year-old teen boy, and I can't help but be so cute and whatever. You're 500 years old, and you're still like hanging out with. What are you doing? Well,
Yeah.
that's what you've learned over 500 years.
You got some issues. You know, they don't have any vampire. There's no vampires in Harry Potter, are there? There's werewolves.
Well, I'd watch what you say. I'm sure J.K. Rowling put them in there somewhere. You know, it's a fantasy novel. There's probably some weird section of the internet that theoretically is canon to it. That.
All right.
But that does. I'm gonna. You know what? You see my tab. Wait. Are there vampires in Harry Potter? Wow. Dark, parasitic, magical creatures. Oh, they do exist, Dad.
One named vampire Sanguini. What the heck?
Yeah, they got their own wiki. Oh my God! During the 1473 Quidditch Cup, 700 fouls were committed. One of them involved the release of 100 vampire bats.
Huh? Is someone just writing this stuff? All right, we'll go with it. Whatever.
Yeah. So sorry, liberal. Facts win again.
Yeah.
All right. Now for the moment of truth. Let's figure out which trick or treat character we are. Rhonda. Or Rhonda. The Halloween enthusiast and expert reflects your deep knowledge and love for the holiday. You embrace traditions with enthusiasm and are always ready to share your wisdom about the spooky season with others.
Yeah, I'll go with it.
I guess she's the one that they try to get, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's not bad.
Probably one of the.
It's probably one of the more morally pure characters. So.
Except for the guy in the robot costume in the beginning.
Yeah, if we got him, I wouldn't want to be him.
The guy with his Saturday ruined.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Saturday ruined.
All right.
All right. Well, I think that's enough trick or treat content for one day. But we have to give our final ranking though, of course. Let's stop presenting my screen. And let's give what we think. We'll each go. You go first.
All right. Now, even though I really like Trick or Treat and I think it's fun, I'll give it a 7.
A 7? I thought you'd at least give it an 8.
Yeah, there's some. Maybe 7, but 7's respectable. I mean, I'm just saying the reason why it's not a bad. It's not a like when you hit 8, 9, and 10. I'm thinking it's more of a masterpiece, right?
Yeah,
or something more momentous and even though Trick or Treat has,
we're talking Beau is Afraid. We're talking some of your favorites.
No, we're looking at you're looking at a well-crafted. I mean, Trick or Treat's well-crafted. It's got everything going for it. I think there's sort of but at the end of it, it's still a very light, superficial sort of thing.
Yeah, it's not. I know what you're trying to say. It doesn't feel like it would be a 10 out of 10 because it feels like it could be a 10 out of 10 if it genuinely is your favorite movie. But I don't know if it'd be a 10 out of 10 like just as a movie.
Yeah, I know. And even though I put it in the same category as, say, a Scream and A Cabin in the Woods and stuff, I think Scream, because of what it ultimately ended up doing, is probably a little bit better than that, right?
Well, you have to think like Weapons does the exact same format of following their different characters around and having them connect to each other. But the thing is, Weapons. To be fair to Weapons over Trick or Treat, you get a lot more character development with Weapons than you ever do in Trick or Treat. Like you get probably as attached to the characters in Weapons as you get attached to the bus driver. The bus driver, in my opinion, is probably one of the more characters that they give more screen. Her the bus driver, I mean, you're obviously connected to Rhonda and all that stuff, and there's character development with all these people. But in Weapons, like I feel like even like that like hippie kid that was like robbing people and stuff. Like I did kind of care if he was going to live or not. I thought it was funny everything he was doing, but I also didn't want him to die because he genuinely was just so stupid.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, here's the thing. I think ultimately the reason I give it a 7 is love the movie, think it's great, think it's fun. But if you scrutinize it too much, I think you start to go, wait a second. Like some of the, like a lot of what's going on doesn't make a lot of sense.
Well, listen, I'm gonna
not a lot of sense, or just
I'm stuck in between 7 and 8, so I think it will have to be a 7.5 if that's even allowed. So that leaves us with a 7.25 rating out of 10, and I feel like that's fair for the movie, and you know everything it stands for.
All right.
Which is Trick or Treat. I'm thinking like, I would give it an 8, but I do agree with you in the things that you said on it, I guess. And I've also seen it like 10 different times now. So maybe that's also hurting our score a bit. But
it's something where you're looking for more and maybe you're not getting it, or I don't know.
Well, I hope if they do make a sequel that they make it as I hope they don't take themselves too seriously, honestly. I hope they never do. Like I hope in Trick or Treat 2 they don't try to like make it all about Sam or something and like just flesh out his character as much as possible, because I feel like they've lost the point if they do that.
Right. I mean, it should be something similar, right?
Well, yeah, you could like throw in like maybe you like just follow like Rhonda as an adult, maybe that's the one character they bring back, right? That Rhonda.
I think you could get away with like just a comic book thing, right?
Yeah,
like the same comic book sort of setup situation.
Yeah, and that will be and hopefully when that movie comes out, we're still making these videos and we get to review Trick or Treat 2. And
sounds good.
And maybe we'll have to adjust our rankings on it then, especially if like Trick or Treat 2 is like so bad that after rewatching Trick or Treat 1, we're like, wow, we were too harsh. But that's enough from us. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time. Hopefully my dad could get out of Trick or Treat and into our next movie, which that's also what we do at the end of these things, huh? We announce the next movie.
Aren't you supposed to click the like and subscribe and all?
Yes, you're supposed to like and subscribe, and if you don't, you'll be stuck in the movie dimension.
I guess so. Is it that bad? My buddies think it's fine.
Your buddies haven't said much on this entire time.
No, well, they're wrapped. They're at attention. All right.
Next time. Well, I mean, we'll figure it out. You guys, we might say something here and then upload an entirely different one. That's for us to decide, and you guys have to pay the price. But any movies coming to mind now? Maybe another horror movie or something. Honestly, it's still October. I'd like to maybe get out another one. See if there's other. I mean, maybe Halloween. I've never seen Halloween.
I haven't seen Halloween. I just watched The Thing last night. That was interesting. John Carpenter's The Thing. It was interesting. I actually started watching Psycho last night too.
Oh, yeah, that's also
that
I've
was
only
fun.
heard of Psycho. All right, well, we have plenty of options, so
I'll think about it.
Yeah, we'll get
all right,
you guys. All right, see ya.
Bye.
Bruh.